Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to this side of the shed. How are you? How's life where you are? How's things where, whatever. I hope everything is great. Everything here is great. This is my miter saw. This is a newish to me miter saw. My in-laws gifted me this for Christmas. It is a DeWalt DWS 715. Single bevel compound miter saw. No sliding. It's exactly the saw that I wanted, and I've been complaining for a while. I had a Evolution something or other saw that was, they gave it to me. Evolution gave it to me in exchange for a couple of videos, and I absolutely hated it. It was the sloppiest, like you could not cut an accurate cut on that saw whatsoever, and it was all in the stupid slide rails. The saw would move like a quarter of an inch. You had to pull it down exactly perfect. It was crazy. And I only really ever use a saw like this for straight cut, for 90-degree cuts. I wanted a way to cut 90 degrees perfectly without having to get out a crosscut sled or having to, usually I'm ripping something and then I'm cross-cutting it. And so I wanted a cross-cut, like a dedicated thing that would do accurate cross-cuts. It doesn't need to do panels, it doesn't need to do anything, it just needs to cut. So that's what this is. I'm over here today because one of the reasons, or one of the things about this saw that I was excited for was upgrading the dust collection. And so I bought this kit from Shop Nation here on YouTube. I don't know if you're aware of Shop Nation, but over there are kits for pretty much any miter saw on the market that you can get to upgrade the dust collection on your chop saw. Because if you've ever used one of these saws, they're horrific. All of them, I've never had one that has good dust collection. I have heard that the Festool Capex has good out-of-the-box dust collection. But for this guy, for the old Evolution saw, I had like a box around it that did not fit this saw. This is a 12-inch saw, by the way, so it's significantly larger. So I got rid of it, and I've got a dedicated vacuum down here and a vacuum switch, so that when I turn the saw on, the vacuum comes on. So I want to have better dust collection because I've only made a few dozen cuts on it, and it's already covered back here, and hopefully this will get rid of 90% of that dust. It's never going to be perfect. None of these systems are perfect, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on. So step one is to unplug this saw. I will work on live electrical outlets and switches. I will not work on live electrical tools. Something about, what was the movie? There was a movie when I was a kid where like appliances came to life and were killing people. I don't remember what that was, but even though the chances of me accidentally turning this saw on while I'm working on it are basically non-existent, I'm not taking that chance. So this kit, you remove, I watched the video, and his video was only 4 minutes long, so I figured I could do this live. You remove the stock blade guard, keep the stock screws, remove the stock dust chute, and then put the new one in, and that's basically it. And what this does, I'll show you in a second because I have to add a piece to the thing, which means I don't think I have all the tools I need. I think I need a Phillips head, and I didn't bring one over here. There's the stock adapter. So we're going to hold on to that in case something happens or whatever. This thing comes, so this is going to go in place where the old blade guard was. So this acts kind of like a blade guard. And the real upgrade here is he provides a rubber skirt, or a seal, I guess you could say. I mean, you could say that because that's literally what it is. It's basically just a piece of flexible rubber. There's a nice little 3D printed slot. By the way, this is all 3D printed. That goes in here, and now that is that's the fix right there. Is adding this piece of rubber to force all of that dust up and out to the chute instead of blowing it out to the side of the saw. And the fact that it's rubber means that it should deflect and deform. You know, if you've got these fences in tight like I do, the rubber's not going to get in the way. Now that, since this is not a sliding saw, I don't have to worry about pulling this forward and hitting those. It's really just about doing compound cuts. And I was right. I need a Phillips head, and I do not have one over here. I'm going to have to sneak past you to get one. And hopefully I don't kick over the tripod. Success. So you take this piece of rubber. That hose does not want to stay up. You've got, looks like there's 4 screw holes here for putting the rubber on. I'm excited with this. This is, I had a 3D printer once in the past. It was an old Mon-Fri when they made 3D printers. They might still make printers, I don't know. And it was okay. This, I don't know what he's printing on. He has a whole print farm for doing these sorts of things. But this is super high quality. My biggest concern, on my older printer, I was printing at like a 0.4 millimeter nozzle size, and so the layer lines were pretty weak, which meant that if I had tried to print something like this on that printer, he has these layer lines oriented this way, like, you know, around this, which it would have just broke. It wouldn't have held up like this. Okay, so now that I have that together, I guess theoretically all I need to do is get this hose set up. It comes with a flexible hose. A little smaller than I was expecting, but I guess it's not that much smaller than the stock. It's a little bit smaller than the stock outlet size. This flexible hose kind of threads onto this print. Maybe. He made this look so simple in the video. Oh, maybe I'm just stupid. It helps if you turn it in the correct direction. And it goes on here the same way. There we go. Something like that. I guess I can put this piece on. 2 screws. What holds this in? Oh, the 3 screws that I took out will hold this in place. Actually, no, it's just the 2 screws. This bottom screw, he did mention when I watched the video that the screw positioning, the screws aren't the same depending on whether you have a DW715 or a DWS. So this is going to get held on with 2 screws, not 3, which means I need to save this one in case I ever want to put the stock stuff back on. I don't know why I would. I trust that his he's got a good system here. I've seen several of his videos on several other models of saws where he's done the job of like really digging in to see how much better he could make the dust collection. And he's been doing this for a while now, at least a year, I think even longer. And so he has a whole lot of experience with making dust collection better. Ow, that blade is super sharp, by the way. First thing I did when I got this saw was to buy a better blade because stock blades are terrible. So theoretically, this piece goes in, and I put the 2 thumb screws back on, and we're done. Yeah, look at that. I think that's it. I think that's the setup. Tighten the thumb screws down, and now I have a nice boot that will catch all that excess dust, suck it up. And then I also ordered with it 2 adapters to fit whatever size hose. I think that I currently have this size. Nope. Maybe this size. Nope. This hose is an oddball. I had to use this to fit this factory thing, and it doesn't fit quite right. So this is actually hooked up to the dust, to the vacuums hose. So I think this gets to go away now, which is a good thing. I don't necessarily need it, but I will do that later. Anyway, I don't know. I thought that would make at least an interesting something or other than me standing here talking at a desk, and you get to see the new saw and maybe help promote Shop Nation and what he's doing to help improve miter saw dust collection. You should check it out. I don't know the guy. He doesn't know me. I paid money for this. I think it cost me a little less than $50 for all of it, which to me, to keep the dust away, is absolutely worth it. So there you are. What do you got going on this weekend? I'm hopefully going to get to use this weekend. I'm going to finish up my box project, and I want to make some sort of like fairy light picture frames. I don't know how to explain it, but I will surely show it to you when it's done, because that's what I do here. Let me know what you got going on. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking it, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again Monday. Today's word you should know sounds smart is transfiguration. It is a noun meaning an extreme change in appearance, a metamorphosis. By the time of her coming out party, Brigitte had undergone a transfiguration from gawky child to poised and beautiful adolescent. Transfiguration, Transfiguration. Also everybody's favorite class at Hogwarts.